Hello, guys. We are back. It's been a while. It's been about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yes.
But we're here.
We're back. We're here. I'm back. We were busy. We were super, super busy.
Trevor had a nice trip to LA.
Nice trip to LA. Had
Did
a
some
lot of work.
Pokemoning.
Yes. Yep. Already planning to go to New York in July, very beginning of July. So
Yeah, it went well, I heard too. So
it went very well.
Yeah.
Yes. We had a lot of fun. Definitely want to go back.
yeah, nice.
So yeah.
Well, a lot has been going on the past 3 weeks in general.
Yup.
I mean, we're finally into the good season of March. I mean, it's been rough the past early part of the year, but this is the week. We got Dune 2 came out last week. Did not do well at the theater here. Trevor and I discussed this. We think it's because it's a more premium format, IMAX. IMAX, the new X format. I think it did really well in those. For us, we're small hometown. I think it's going to do better the next couple weeks. I think it's actually do better this week and next week than it did the first week. I don't know why.
We have Orchesis this weekend.
Correct.
Orchesis is a show that we have here in our town where anyone from K through 12, any of those grades can go in and dance, and it's this whole big thing that they set up at our high school.
And they sold out all 3 nights and days. So you're talking 2,000 tickets sold.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's huge for the community. I know all the staff loves it. Some of the staffs here are in it, I believe, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of in that middle. But we do have the great Jack Black in Kung Fu Panda 4 started today. And actually, we had 7 people tonight for it, too.
We had 7 people for it tonight.
No, we had 11. Sorry,
11.
I miscounted, yeah.
Yes.
No, 10. Sorry. We had 11 for Dune tonight, 10 for
Kung Fu Panda, but we did have someone walk out halfway through.
Why? Ooh.
He didn't like it.
Oh, he didn't like it.
He didn't like it, but then again,
on him.
Beforehand, he was definitely a little bit... He doesn't like movies with Awkwafina in it.
Oh, well, she's in every animated movie now.
She's in every animated movie now.
But
she's in this one.
I don't know why. I don't know why you would walk out of it, though. I mean, I guess
there was 20 minutes left, and he walked out.
Okay, we'll see. Either way,
I'm super excited.
For us at the theater, it's going to do well because it's the first kids movie that we've had since Migration came out
in January.
No, Migration came out in December.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, but we had it through January because it did so well. So we got a couple, events booked for it already. So that'll be nice. But yeah, so we have that. We're also bringing in Imaginary at the last minute, which is a Blumhouse production. Yeah.
Okay.
It's from the creators of Megan and Five Nights at Freddy's, or producer along the way. And we actually got a lot of steam on our Facebook from it too, randomly. We had like 20,000 views at one point, which is huge for us. And usually it's, we don't get that. So I'm excited to see what that brings. And it's also this new thing we talked about last time or previous times. It's a PG-13 horror movie, which has been huge for us, and I think huge for the industry in general. They're really seeing there will always be a place for rated R films, rated R horror movies. But the PG-13 horror, you're seeing a lot of the high schoolers loving it because they can experience that. They get a little bit of that taste of the horror movie, but without the full rated R, And I think they're loving it. I think it's a good move by the studios to say, hey, let's hit this age group with these, spooky horror thriller type films, And I see it doing well. I see it doing well for us. I think I see it doing well in general, just because it hits that group that you can't hit all the time. Mm-hmm. So, and then we have Dune 2, of course, still, which is. I have not seen it yet, but I am super excited to see it.
We will see it.
We will
do a review on it.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
We also recently finally sat down and made a nice list of over 60, 70 movies. Mm-hmm. So I think we are good to go for the year on reviews. We've been kind of back and forth on and off because of just timing of stuff. We still have to catch up on a few, but yeah, we put a solid list together, and we're kind of all over the place, and we're still taking recommendations. So. Anything you guys got. But yeah, I mean, just a lot going on, a lot to be excited for the next month for sure. I mean, we have, like I said, these 3 movies are fairly new. I mean, 2 of them are new. Dune came out last week, which is still fresh in everybody's mind. Mm-hmm. I think they're still predicting Dune 2 to actually beat out Kung Fu Panda by a little bit this weekend.
I believe it. Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Kung Fu Panda turn around.
I think Kung Fu Panda will be bigger in the second week.
Oh, really?
I think so.
For us or in general?
In general, I think it'll be word of mouth.
Yeah.
if the fan reception is good on it, I think it'll be bigger in the second week.
No, I haven't seen any of the Kung Fu Pandas. Is it DreamWorks?
Yes.
Is it by the same company that did Puss in Boots?
Puss in Boots, How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. Okay.
This is amazing. I love this franchise.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah. I'm excited to. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I may start from the first one, especially with Taki. It'd be a good one for him and I to watch together. So, but I love Jack Black. I just saw him on a YouTube video today. He was singing. What was he? He was singing. Was it a Britney Spears song? He did a whole Britney Spears song.
It was for this.
I think it was. Yeah. So I mean, you're seeing.
Panda.
He's very smart because he did the same thing with Mario.
Yep.
So he's getting his vocal talents out and his music. I mean, funny enough, I just realized this. My son's been watching. We're watching School of Rock. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
So we've been watching School of Rock at home, and my son has watched it 3 or 4 times by now. And I had to tell him, like, hey, that's Jack Black. That's the guy who played Bowser in Mario. He's like, oh, okay, So it's kind of cool to see Jack Black still doing his thing,
Yeah.
So, but as far as March goes, I mean, we got a few more good hits coming out, I think. We have Ghostbusters in 3 weeks, The Frozen Empire.
Kong.
And the big one for me, I'm excited for, is Kong vs. Godzilla. Or Kong and Godzilla.
X.
Kong X Godzilla, yes.
No, Godzilla X Kong.
Is it
GXK?
GXK, right there, boom. Yeah, I think I've seen the previous 3 in this continuation because it was what came first? It was the first Godzilla 2014, I think.
Godzilla.
Or no, I think it was Kong. It was Kong and then Godzilla.
Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of Monsters.
Oh, Godzilla versus Kong.
Godzilla versus Kong, and now this.
Now this. So this is a pretty interesting story, and it's just I think it's got a lot of hype that people aren't realizing. Mm-hmm. They recently dropped a new trailer. The first trailer was great. The second one, we got to see King Kong or Kong riding on Godzilla, grabbing out of like a surfboard. It was I think there's I think it's a whole genre though. I think it's stupid and it's this world where we have these giant creatures destroying cities, but I think it connects somewhere deep inside all of us, and we just love the silliness of it.
Yeah.
And apparently there's another. I think there's rumors out about an old school Godzilla villain, coming back in this one. So we'll have to check that out. Now I'm not up to date on all my Godzilla history.
My first ever Godzilla movie was Godzilla versus Kong. That's been my
only
one. That's been my only one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I watched. That's been my only Godzilla movie. I've watched Kong Skull Island.
Okay, with Jack Black once again, right? I believe.
No,
he was in one Kong movie at some point, I believe.
Okay.
It might have been Skull Island.
It might have been Skull Island.
But it's But Godzilla, I actually did some research the other night, and I was looking at how many Godzilla movies there were, and there were so many. And I think the cheesier the better half the time, And I think I think it's just continuing that, and it's continuing that legacy of just being outrageous and silly, but in just with technology now,
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be huge. I think that's going to be one that's going to be great for the whole family to watch. Believe it or not, I think they're going to say it's PG-13. You're going to say, hey, we're going to go watch this crazy movie. Let's have fun,
Yeah.
But we have that at the very end of the month. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, I think it's going to hurt because of that, honestly. I think it's going to do okay the first week, but it's going to fall off a lot the second week. I feel like there's a little bit of Ghostbusters fatigue, I guess you could say. I don't know.
They have been coming out with a lot.
I don't know if I don't know if people are excited for this one as the last one. I think I am because it's back in New York. Mm-hmm. It's got a pretty good premise. It's got a lot of the cast back, so I think it's going to do well.
I didn't watch the last one.
You didn't see the last one we had here? Okay. No. It was enjoyable. I like Paul Rudd's in it. You know Paul Rudd? Yeah, Paul Rudd was great in it. That was a lot of fun watching him there. Yeah, I think they did a good job. I felt they captured that Stranger Things vibe.
Okay.
A little bit. Have you seen Stranger Things?
Of course.
Okay, I
haven't finished it.
I haven't finished either, but it captured that first 2 seasons pretty well. I felt like okay, you get where they're going with it, I think it'll do well. I think we should try to get some sort of event here going because we have had one every year. Mm-hmm. So, and I honestly think if we continue that, Ghostbusters will always do well because it kind of fits the same path with Kong as well. Like you can Ghostbusters, Godzilla X Kong. Those are movies that you can bring the whole family to just about, and mom may enjoy it, may not enjoy it, dad may not. It's gonna be acceptable for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's going to be okay. Everybody's going to find something to pull from it that they enjoy, I think. So, That's big March. We're excited for March. I think it's going to go well here and in general for the box office. It's been a terrible box office this year. Numbers are way down. Dune 2 definitely helped overall, and it actually internationally too. It did well, but we're just not seeing the attendance like we've used to. I mean, it's been close for us, but there's just I don't know if it's lack of content or
I think it's lack of content, and there's really not much promotion going on for movies.
I think that's the thing too. I think you're seeing a lot less marketing as well. I think you're seeing the studios trying to figure out what to do, and they tend to. I think they're thinking more to, hey, we know Godzilla and Kong's gonna be a hit, so let's just push more money into that because we know if we push more, it's gonna just do even better, you know. So I think that is what's going on there. And plus, even the movies that I've been kind of excited for, Lisa Frankenstein. Have you heard of that one? Did not do well. Didn't have the greatest reviews.
Poor Things did.
Poor Things did okay, but I mean,
not well here.
Not well here, but it has done better than what people thought. Bob Marley did okay. You know, people were happy to see that, but it's when Bob Marley is your best movie in February. It's like what it's okay. It's a biopic, which people love, but it's still like something's missing there. But I do think you're right. I do think it's the lack of content, especially for us, because we need new releases to do well. Is what I feel. We did have some success with Casablanca and Wizard of Oz. Titanic sunk like a rock. I don't think we did enough marketing for it, but
no.
I think so I think we're done. We're done for the old stuff for now. I do want to bring in a movie for one of our late night cult classics again. I think I want to bring in Bloodsport.
Okay.
Do you know Bloodsport?
I do not.
You do not. Do you know Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh boy. What are we gonna do? Yeah, Bloodsport was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid.
Okay.
It's just a kumite basically. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's classic 80s action. And it actually on IMDb it had a pretty good scores. It's a solid movie, and I think it's one of those that when people see it on the sign or see it on Facebook, I think we can really draw a lot of people in with that. Also, I got a list from Sony today for our summer features, so that'll be fun too. A lot of it was the same as last year, but there were some cool ones that I thought that you might like, and I think will do well. They're bringing in both of the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's
both
cool.
of them. So I think
that would be huge.
I think they're recent enough that if we do them for free too, I think we can do well with it. What do you think?
That would do super well.
Even though it's on everywhere.
I think we market it. If we do it for free, it will do super well.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to pick those two for sure. And then if I stick with that package, there's a couple other ones. There was a couple Smurf movies I saw that we didn't play last year.
Smurfs.
So we're gonna have to wiggle around and see what works and what doesn't. Mm-hmm. But last year we did this free movie every day of the year summer in the mornings.
Every day of the year.
Every day of the summer last year. Thank you.
Yes.
And it turned out pretty well for us. Obviously we need to make money off concessions to do it, but I also think it was I felt really good. It felt a way to kind of give back to the community and we weren't pressuring, or it wasn't like a minimum concessions. It was like, hey, there's a movie, come and watch it. So you saw a lot of moms with their kids coming in, and sometimes they would buy concessions, sometimes they wouldn't. But I just didn't care. I was like, you know what, this is they're having fun, and I think they did have fun. I remember Little Rascals, one film. That the kids hadn't seen before. I think a lot of them.
Yes.
And the parents were like, "Hey, we're gonna go see this. Just enjoy." And I think it did well. So I'm excited to bring that. I'm real excited to start promoting that and get those movies set in place and say, "Hey, this is what we're doing." And I think bringing the two Spider-Mans back to back to start it off is going to be a good Sunday.
Back to back?
I think so. I think starting off back to back, get that hype going, and then hopefully, if we do enough promotion, the people who came to see that will hopefully come back for the other stuff. I think too.
Okay.
I do kind of worry, though, that those are geared towards more adults, more teenage and adults,
They kind of are, but it's definitely there for kids. It's Spider-Man, it's animated, it is PG-13.
Yeah, that's my worry a little bit.
The first one could have been PG.
Okay.
The second one definitely PG-13,
yeah, so
but it's phenomenal.
I think regardless, I'm going to do those, but I may try to double up that week and say, hey, we're going to do Spider-Man these days, and then the kids a more PG movie the other days.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. But that's pretty. I saw that today. Now, I think I might have Warner Brothers might be reaching out, or I might reach out to Warner Bros. Some other studios to see what kind of summer packages they offer as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited to get that going this year.
Sweet.
Now we can go on and on about news. I mean, what big thing? What are you most excited for this past 3 weeks that you've seen?
This past 3 weeks that I've seen, I actually have it up right here. The Fantastic Four for the MCU.
Yeah, they're fully casted now.
Fully cast. Yeah. Well, the main four.
The main four. Okay.
Yes, we've got Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic,
which I think is wonderful.
Vanessa Kirby.
Don't know her.
I actually don't either.
Who else we got?
We also have Joseph Quinn.
Okay.
As a Human Torch, and then Bon Moss, Backrock. I don't know. Backrock.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know those other three. I know Pedro Pascal.
So Joseph Quinn, he got his big hit in the most recent season of Stranger Things.
Okay.
Yeah, he played.
What did he play?
He played as Eddie in that.
Okay.
So, and then Bon Moss. I don't know how to say his name, but I feel so bad.
What did he play?
I know him from the Bear, that TV show.
Yeah,
that guy.
He's playing the Thing, right?
Yes,
I saw that. Yeah, I haven't seen the Bear, but I saw him and he looks great in that.
Yeah.
Vanessa. Yeah, I mean, let's hope that they do well because they're really pushing hard. In other news too, I mean, I know we're talking Fantastic Four here, but the new X-Men,
Deadpool,
X-Men. Well, that, but I'm saying
X-Men
94.
Yes,
is it 94?
It might be.
Check it out. But the classic X-Men cartoon from back in the day.
X-Men 97.
X-Men 97. I didn't watch a lot of them, but I remember that they were top notch.
Yeah.
And they're bringing that back coming in another month, I think, on
March 20th.
Yeah, March 20th. Yeah.
Yep,
So I mean, so that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're kind of gearing up for, like you were saying earlier, Deadpool Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
I think that'll be super, super sick, especially with the whole multiversal thing. It ties in with Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super excited about that because I love the
Loki show.
I
remember that? Yeah.
That was awesome. That was absolutely amazing. So, yeah, that's our first little bit of news.
Yeah,
that
Fantastic
movie's
Four.
set to release late July 2025.
Fantastic Four has always been a fun one to see on the big screen. You got the 4 different figures in it doing their own thing. And have they cast Doctor Doom yet? Is there a Doctor Doom? Do we know?
I hope so. I hope Doctor Doom's the next.
I hope they get a really big star for Doctor Doom. He's. I've heard a couple rumors about a few people, if I remember, that I thought would be okay. I don't remember specifics, but I think they may be holding on to that to really get some good promotion behind it. So that, and who knows where that leads? That could lead into, if we go. I mean, the big talk was back in the day was Galactus back in the day.
Yeah, Galactus, but.
So I mean, if we get some crossover with the Galactus, and maybe there's also been rumors of the old school Marvel cast coming back. So you can see a Marvel Avengers style, X-Men style, Fantastic Four pulling all together to go after Galactus. Which could be fun. Definitely.
I think it'll be good. I mean, because if we get Galactus, we'll probably get Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Okay. That'd be fun to see a solo of his. Yeah. And that would do well. I think.
A Silver Surfer movie.
Yeah.
But. I think it's too early on for them to bring in Doctor Doom. I think they'll do it, introduce him, and then I think that he will spend some time in exile and get a lot more powerful.
Okay, yeah.
Because Doctor Doom should be set up as Marvel's next big bad.
Yeah.
Doctor Doom is such an awesome character and overpowered and crazy.
Yeah, very OP.
Yeah,
very OP. Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I think Doctor Doom is awesome.
Yeah, well, it's exciting to see that they're bringing it out, and I think it's a good time too, because I mean, people are exhausted with the Marvel. I mean, they have the Marvel fatigue everybody talks about.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Madam Web. I don't know if we should, but I mean,
I didn't watch it.
I watched peeked in the last 20 minutes of it, and it was very confusing. I mean, obviously, because I watched the last 20 minutes of it, but I could just tell, it didn't fit together, and, they only got their costumes at the end. And I talked to...
Dream, right?
No, sort of. I don't know. I talked to one of our customers, and I was like, were they wearing the costume the whole time? And they're like, no. So it was very all over the place. And I read some stuff from Dakota Fanning, what she said, and I think she was just miserable about it. I feel terrible. Because she the day of release, she started, not bashing it, but saying, hey, I didn't like how this went. The writing was all over the place. The movie I said yes to is nothing like this. And they've had so many rewrites and all over the place. And I think that showed, I think it showed. But bringing back Fantastic Four has got a different feel to it. Madam Web's a Spider-Man comic from the 80s, I guess, if I remember right, and it's a very small character from back then. But Fantastic Four has already had one movie at least?
It's had, I think, 3 movies. Yeah, three
movies already,
Miles Teller was in the first one. I know we were just talking about that.
Yeah,
not the first one.
No, he was in one of them. Yeah, I forgot Miles Teller was in there. I'm thinking more of, what's his face from The Shield, I think was in one. That's the thing, I mean, so you also have Captain America as the Flame, a young Chris Evans, She had a lot of Chris Evans had a lot of funky roles back in the day too. He played in a couple of the spoof movies too. I think it was I don't know if it was a scary movie or another one he played in, but he was he's been around, but good for him, it'll be fun.
Yeah, but up next on the news, we've got 4 separate biopic films that are in the works about each members of the Beatles.
Yes.
All right. All set to release in 2027.
2027?
2027. Wow. That's because the same director is working on all 4.
At the same time.
Yeah. At the same time, but of course, you got to film them. Yeah. So
I think this is a great move just from what we saw with Taylor Swift last year.
Yes.
I think it's going to be huge. Beatles are I call them my island band. Because if there's one band that I had their full album stranded on an island that I can listen to one band, they would be the one band. Mm-hmm. Just because they have everything you need. It's the Beatles, But seeing that come out, I don't know how the 4 movies are going to go, though. I don't know what their plan is there, or how they're going to do it, or why they're doing 4 specific movies,
The Beatles have such a large fan base from all generations. Yeah, 100%. So I think they really want to profit off of that. And each member of the Beatles, I'm not a big Beatles fan. I'm really not. But
I'm surprised you know them.
From each member, they've had a life. They've had quite a different life and an interesting life. And I think that giving all 4 of them just one movie together, you wouldn't be able to get their whole story. Yeah. So
I can see that. I think I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna do well in the theaters. I think people are gonna. I mean, I just one of my favorite movies I just saw recently was not recently. Came out a couple years ago. Was Yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
You seen that?
I did watch. I think the first half. Of
I really enjoyed it. Where I think his name's Ramad. He is a struggling guitar player in the UK. Gets in a bike accident, and all of a sudden he is he gets in an accident, but
then the world
forgets about the Beatles. So he starts playing a Beatles song, and everybody falls in love with it, and they're like, you wrote that? And he's like, no, the Beatles wrote it. And everybody's like, who are the Beatles? Great movie. I definitely recommend watching that, especially if you're a Beatles fan, because it just gives you chills. Yeah, it was definitely good.
A good movie.
But there was also a documentary on Disney recently, documenting Hard Days. I think it was Hard Days Night, or a different song, or documenting the whole experience of writing a full album. One of their last performances that was really great to watch as well. So it's exciting to see, and and you're seeing it too. You're seeing Taylor Swift did well. Beyonce did well for what she did. We just talked about Bob Marley.
We have Pharrell Williams. His coming out with the Lego.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But we also have somebody else coming out too. Who was it? It was Pharrell. I think there's going to be another Michael Jackson biopic too. At some point.
Yeah. Michael Jackson biopic with his nephew playing him.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So you're seeing a lot of these come out, and I think they do well because people get attached to them, and people. When you're a fan, you want to know everything, And with music, the fandom, music connects with people in a different way than a movie, I think.
Definitely.
Because when you're watching a movie, you see what's going on, and you see what that person's feeling. But with music and a song, you're taking that and you're reflecting in your own life a little bit, It's easier to reflect because that's a visual at you. So I think that's why people get so connected, and when they're able to see that on the big screen or see what it was like. My wife and I, we went and saw Beatles. I mean, I've seen Beatles cover bands. We went to Las Vegas, saw Beatles Love, and it was incredible. My wife sang a Beatles song to me at the wedding, and I cried like a baby. So I love the Beatles. So I'm super excited for that. We'll see how 4 movies goes, but it's going to be good.
Yeah.
This next one's great though.
Yes.
I don't play this game.
Borderlands live action movie.
It's I've heard some complaints about some of the cast choices. Not complaints.
The only complaint I've heard about this is Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know the game, so I don't know where everybody's coming from with this.
Me either. Okay. But Kevin, from the people I've talked to, from my friends that play the games, Kevin Hart's character is pretty much serious the entire time.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's not a serious actor.
Yeah. So
all right. And
hopefully the trailers are not giving it all away, and maybe there's some stuff that we're not seeing that, But I like the trailer. Once again, Jack Black as the robot is hilarious. Claptrap, yeah. But you have Jamie Lee Curtis in it, right?
Yep. Kate Blanchett, Kevin Hart.
Okay, Kate Blanchett's a star. Jamie Lee Curtis is a star.
Ariana
Kevin Hart. Ariana, I don't know.
I think that's the girl. She played in Barbie and all that too.
Ariana. She wasn't. She wasn't Barbie though.
She was in Barbie.
Okay.
She was the kid.
Yeah. She's not. Yeah.
And it's a good cast. It's got a really good cast, and it's a fun story.
Yeah.
It's a very fun story. They are, from what all my friends have said, some of the best games that they've played. They're not like the best games in the world, but the story's fun. The gameplay is a lot of fun, and it makes the replayability of it a lot easier to get into, other than like other games like Call of Duty and whatnot.
Yeah, it's definitely had a following for years. I played a little bit, I think, at one point, not long, maybe just a demo, but it was. I know a lot of people are excited for it, and I think I'm happy to see the video game resurgence, the video game in the movies. Because I think I don't know if it started with Mario or not. I mean, if we go back, the big one was Mario, obviously.
Mario.
We had Uncharted was the other big one. Sonic can be considered like that as well.
Sonic, yep.
We're getting Borderlands. Also, I know Fallout just dropped their trailer
for the TV show.
For the TV show,
We're getting a Legend of Zelda movie.
Is that confirmed yet?
Yeah,
it is confirmed.
Yeah,
so,
that's confirmed. Yes.
I can't wait. So you're seeing a lot of these come out, and they do well. I think Five Nights at Freddy's, another one.
Yeah.
So I think you're seeing it's a shift in the industry a little bit. They're going away from the Marvel superhero. They're shifting towards this. So I think whatever game movie comes out is going to naturally do well because it has a built-in audience. Mm-hmm. Which is it's kind of nice too because like I said before, we have Dune 2 this week. We have Kung Fu Panda 4. Godzilla X Kong is the 4th one in the series. Planet of the Apes is the 6th one in the series. Furiosa is the 2nd one. A lot of sequels.
And re-releases.
And re-release. We got Phantom Menace coming out too. We talk about that later too. May 3rd, So I think we're seeing a lot of... when we get these lot of sequels in, it's fun, but I think they bring them out because they know they're going to do well. They know that, hey, we've already built up this audience member. And with the gaming side of things... You have an audience built in, but it feels fresh to the people who don't know it, and it even feels fresh to the gamers too.
Yeah, because it redoes the story.
Yeah,
and the best thing about
it's almost like you're getting an original picture, but you're not because it's based off an IP. But it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like Kung Fu Panda number 4. You still like Kung Fu Panda 4, but it's like, it's the 4th one. Are they going to do anything new? What are they going to do something new? They're always repeating movies,
I think the best thing to come out of video game adaptations recently has been The Last of Us. That show,
one too.
Fantastic, and the reason why it did so good is because they brought back the original writers for the games.
Oh, wow. Good for them. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they said that they applauded them on that because they were able to go back and change the things that they wanted to make the story flow better, to make things better.
Nice.
So I don't know who the writer is for this. I hope that it's the original game writers.
Yeah, that'd be great, yeah.
And it would make the story better because, I definitely think it will have some sort of traction. It's going to get a bunch of hype from people that haven't played the games.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see it because I know the games are so popular. Just like I've never played Uncharted. I know what it's kind of about, but every time I see it online anywhere, I'm like, I need to watch that. And I don't know why, because I know it was such a great game. I want to see the movie because I've heard how great the game is. So you're getting a natural boost of confidence just from the name recognition. You're getting name recognition without having to put a 2, 3, or a 4 after. And it's very similar to what Barbie was, because everybody knows what Barbie is, but there's no Barbie movie, and they pulled the name recognition off of a toy, And I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but there's going to be a Hot Wheels movie. Have you read that yet?
I have not.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I know that they confirmed that they're going to start working on like 20 different movies based off of the games, like the Rock'em Sox Robots.
Oh yeah, I mean
all that. Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of old school toy movies coming out over the course of the next 2 decades.
And then they're gonna make more toys based off of that movie. And just a complete. I think it's good though. I think it's exciting because, like I said, from a consumer standpoint, it does get kind of. I mean, you do want to see new original concepts and ideas. And with these games, a lot of times they have great writers. I mean, I would love. I didn't play a lot of it, but Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2 was like. My cousin played it in front of me all the time, and like I can only imagine the type of movie that would be.
I would love to see that. I mean,
I think that would be sweet. No?
I honestly don't know. I've never played any of the games, but a bunch of my friends love them.
You understand the concept. I've played, yeah. So I mean, and I think if they just keep going down that game well, hey, what's a classic game from this year? Bam, pull it out. Yeah, let's find the writers, find a good team, And there's a lot of video games that are incredible stories.
Yeah.
I mean, Ocarina of Time was. Just amazing all the way throughout, and that was 20 years ago. 20, So I mean, like, and I know that they've advanced, like, God of War. I know that's a huge series.
Oh my gosh, amazing story.
And also the Halo series. That's another one.
Halo series. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk. I don't know.
That is horrible. horrible.
Oh man.
Horrible.
Oh man.
All right. But Master Chief in the games never takes off his helmet.
Yeah,
his helmet's off, and he's fully naked by the end of the season.
Complaints.
The first season.
I've heard complaints. But either way, they're definitely onto something, and I don't think they're going to stop until the money runs out. I think they're going to keep going back and say, hey, what game? Because eventually they're going to pull one out that's going to crush, Mm-hmm. And I think we've seen it. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's did much better than they thought it would do. Mario, obviously, but Mario's Mario's like a world thing.
Yeah.
Mario's like Mario's on the level of Michael Jackson. Like he's that big, and bigger. So they're gonna keep pulling to find a series that does well. I mean, like I said, if we go down the game route, you can talk to 100 gamers and get 500 games that would be wonderful, wonderfully adapted into movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, Sonic 3, what do we got here?
Up next,
speaking of games,
Sonic 3, the voice acting has started recording.
Nice.
So a little bit late into it. This movie's out.
Considering it's December, but you know what? They've also, this is the third movie, and they've done them recently. They got it down.
Yeah,
they're gonna walk in there and
they're gonna kill it.
Most of the kinks have already been worked out, And you know what? I haven't seen the series yet, but I will give them credit for just the first one of saying, hey, we're gonna rechange everything to give the audience what they want. Knowing that they did that, they're gonna do right by whatever they got to do. Yeah. If they screw up if they're that late and screwed up, they'll push it back. They'll say it's not ready, but they know what they're doing. They're gonna get it done. Yeah. And Jim Carrey's confirmed for it now too.
Jim Carrey's confirmed. Yes.
I don't but Jim Carrey's confirmed again.
Yes. So then up next, Gareth Edwards is set to direct the next Jurassic World movie.
So Gareth Edwards, if you don't know, directed a last movie we did last year called The Creator, which did not do well. I enjoyed it. I thought it was wonderful.
He did Rogue One.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. But he did Rogue One, which is the big one.
Which is
We've talked about this.
One of my all-time favorite Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So then Godzilla 2014.
Okay, yeah. So he's part of that Godzilla chapter as well. But he's notorious for doing really well on movies with a low budget.
Yeah.
Like as far as visuals and graphics and how the movie looks, he can put a movie together for what they say $30-40 million that looks like $150 million movie with the FX. It's so I mean and for him. To be directing this, it's going to be huge.
Mm-hmm. All right.
When does that come out?
No idea yet.
I think it's 20. I thought they're saying they're pushing for next year.
25, late 25.
I think so because I don't.
Well, if they're just getting a director
now.
So
is there 3 with Chris Pratt?
I don't know.
I think there's 3 with Chris Pratt.
I still haven't seen a Jurassic movie, so
that is on our list.
That is
by
on
the way.
List, yes.
And I think we're gonna wait. What did we say we're gonna wait for that day? I don't know. We're trying to plan out our schedule, but Jurassic Park is. And I think you're going to be blown away. I think you're going to be shocked by how good it is for the time it was made.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're going to be surprised.
All right. Yeah. And then up next, Jenna Ortega confirms that she will star as Lydia Deet's daughter in Beetlejuice 2.
Beetlejuice 2.
Of course. After that, not so good news for Fantastic Four. Eric Peterson, the person that wrote Black Widow, but he did write Thor Ragnarok, which is okay. Thor Ragnarok was really good.
Thor Ragnarok is probably one of my favorite top three favorite Avengers. Marvel.
It's in my top 5 for sure. Yeah,
it's definitely different than the rest of them, and I think that's why I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like the style of it, but I think that was more due to Tahiti.
Yeah.
Waititi. Yeah, I think he was the director. He was the director in there. So, but he
also wrote Black Widow, which didn't do too good.
I think Black Widow got a bad rap. I think it was. I think Black Widow was.
It felt like a money grab. It really felt like a money grab.
I can see that, but I think the problem with Black Widow is. I think it was one of the first ones after Endgame, wasn't it?
It was the first one after Endgame.
How are you going to compare? You can't. The Marvel hype was so up high. How do you start the next Marvel movie after Endgame?
By not going back to a character that died in your last movie. Okay? By not going back to a character where the story happened 5-6 years ago.
I think it was important for her to get her own movie. I think she was vital to the whole Avengers series.
Yes.
And definitely. She put in her work and time. And I enjoyed it. And I think it holds a special place for me because it was the first movie we played here after I took over, It was my first movie. I was changing fire alarm batteries that Friday, the morning of release, and praying that the city was going to let us open that day because I was like, hey, I've been advertising. It's my first big show. I need to do well here, And so I think that for me, but I loved Florence Pugh. I loved Hopper.
Florence Pugh.
I mean, I loved Hopper, and I thought
David Harbour, right? That's his name.
Yeah, Harbour. Yeah. Is it Daniel Harbour?
David
Harbour. Yeah, yes. You're right, David Harbour. So it's not as bad as people say. I felt they got a bad rap, and I also felt there was also a lot of drama with the production side of it too, because what happened was they started doing, because of COVID, they released the same day in theaters and online. And previously, a couple months before that, or later than that, Jungle Cruise starring The Rock, he went in and said, hey, I'm not doing this. I need more money because I'm going to lose on the ticket sales, which is what the percentage they get. So Disney cut him a deal to say, hey, you're going to get X amount more because we're going to be streaming online. They wouldn't cut her a deal.
No.
And they got big backlash for it, and they deserved it because I think she deserved whatever similar deal The Rock got, and B, like they put it online same day, So if her contract was signed, hey, I'm getting a percentage of ticket sales, great, cool, and then all of a sudden say, hey, well, we're also gonna do it online for this price. She's like, well, wait a minute, like I don't get any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It was BS on their part, and I think she's still mad at them, and good for her. She should be.
And up next, Mark Wahlberg got the call today that the script was ready for Uncharted 2.
Oh.
Not today, but a while ago.
Now, is he going to be doing anything?
Yeah. He's one of the main characters.
I know he's in the first. Is it? I think it's PG-13.
PG-13.
I read something about him today. He was because Arthur the King is coming out. We're not getting that, but he said he wants to do movies more for family, so his whole family can watch.
Okay.
So I was wondering if that was going to be appropriate. I'm sure.
I think so. Yeah. It's PG-13. The last one wasn't too inappropriate.
Well, great. I mean, they got another one, and you have Spider-Man in it too, so it'll do well.
Yes.
He hasn't been in anything lately, has he, Tom Holland?
No, not really.
What's the last thing he was in?
Spider-Man.
Really?
I believe so.
How long was that? That was a year ago?
No, he's been doing a lot of shows. He was on this Netflix show and all that.
What was he on?
I don't know.
I'll have to look it up later.
I've seen the clips of him.
I still want him as James Bond.
Yeah. Really?
We haven't talked about this?
No.
I think he kind of called up for the part. He called them and wanted to audition.
No.
This was like 5-6 years ago.
That's a young...
I understand it's a young... But we haven't had a young James Bond.
We don't need a young James Bond.
I disagree. Why not?
No, James Bond is old and experienced.
No.
No, not old. Not old.
Okay.
James Bond is experienced. Tom Holland doesn't look old enough. Tom
Holland
still looks like he's
give him a couple
16,
years. Yeah,
16, 17.
Yeah, he'll blend in. Maybe a new textile Bond.
No.
I've had a couple Bond picks. He's one of them. Tom Hardy's another one. I think
Tom Hardy would be great.
Honestly, it should be Idris Elba.
Idris Elba?
Yeah. He would be a fantastic Bond. I don't know why, but he's older now, too.
He's way old.
I would like to, if they would, I wish they would give, because I think their goal is to set, sorry we got in Bond here, we were just talking about it with Bill.
Yes.
But, they like to set up a Bond for 10 years, I think, which is great, but I also sneak a different type of Bond in there. Give them a little one-off Bond,
Yeah.
maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're going to come out with a series of 3 different Bonds, you know. So, who knows? But, yeah, Tom Holland. Tom Holland, we'll see what he's in next.
Up next, Joker 2. The budget was revealed for $200 million.
Wow, $200 million.
The first movie only cost $60 million. So this budget
Yeah, but what the first movie make?
Ooh, I don't know.
A billion?
A billion?
I think it made a billion.
Did it make a
I think
billion?
it made a billion. Yeah, I think it was close to a billion. Maybe 900 million. It crushed.
1 billion, 74 million.
When you make a billion, you get a little bit more production.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't need it, though,
I don't think it needs it. I think the first one had plenty of budget, but with this budget, scenes are going to be bigger. They're going to have a much larger cast and air. Not so much cast, but I think a much larger area that they're going to be able to film in and whatnot.
Okay, I mean, plus, Lady Gaga can't be cheap either.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to see. Now, is it a musical? If we figure this out,
it is a musical. Yes.
I've heard conflicting statements there.
You think so?
I have.
Last I heard that it was a musical.
I've heard conflicting statements on it. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's Lady Gaga, so I'll listen. So
yeah. Yeah. Up next, Purge 6. That script is finished.
I didn't know there was 4 other purges. I only have 1 purge.
Yes. So yeah.
Are they in theaters all the time?
Yeah.
When was the last one?
Oh, I want to say pre-COVID.
Okay, that's probably why.
And then this will be the final Purge film.
Okay, and is Purge a horror thriller? What is it?
It's definitely a thriller.
Yeah,
it's a horror thriller. I'd say it's an action thriller.
And basically, the whole world shuts down for a night.
For a day. For 24 hours or for a night, pretty much the government allows all kinds of crime.
Okay.
So people go absolutely crazy.
So rated R, I'm guessing?
Rated R, definitely. I'm pretty sure I remember the last one being where there's a group of people that wanted to purge 24/7, so they went around small towns and, killing people.
Okay.
So
I don't know how well it did in the box office, but I know it's been popular. And they got 6 now?
Yeah.
That's great. It reminds me. It brings up another news we have. One of the cast members for Scream 9 or 10 or whatever the next one kind of said, "No, I'm done." And they had some issues with that too.
Yeah, the Forever Purge in 21.
Forever Purge in 21.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. That's what I don't remember going by numbers. Maybe that's why.
It got 5.4 on IMDb, a 49 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, so
made $77 million in the box office.
That doesn't matter for horror movies. For horror movies are always going to be rated lower, and people are still going to come out. I was reading something the other day about how the horror movie genre will never die.
Yeah,
it'll always stick around. And good, because I know it has a huge fan base. I think what they said is that there's never enough horror content for people. People who love horror movies want to watch everything and all of it. Yeah. It's not like It's not like somebody who wants to watch every Western or drama. It's like, hey, if there's a horror movie, I gotta see it, and I want to know what's going on with everything. I guess new ways to be scared of something. I don't know. We're not horror movie fans.
Nope.
We watched a few. I'm trying to branch out a little bit more into them.
I peed my pants 3 times watching Five Nights at Freddy's. I couldn't.
Wasn't that bad for you?
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's. I still have nightmares to this day.
From Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's has haunted me since 6th grade. No, I don't. I've never played any of the games.
You've never played any of the
No,
games?
I love the story.
Have you watched the videos online?
Yeah, I watch a bunch of videos. So I listen to the videos. I don't watch the videos because they have the animatronics in them. All right,
that's hilarious.
I can't deal with it. They scare me. They scare me.
I've gotten better about horror movies, and I think the reason why I've enjoyed them more is because they're a lot of them they do right. They're thrillers, and I love thrillers. I love that tension throughout the whole movie. Up next,
Tom Cruise has been cast in Alejandro G. Inarritu's next film.
Tom Cruise signed a deal with Warner Bros. I don't know if we talked about that yet.
Yes, we did. Yes,
that's the big news. So I think this is part of him. I think he's trying to. I don't say break his mold that he's been in, but he's doing some different type of films, and he's branching out a little bit, which is cool to see.
Yeah,
give the guy credit. He's a star. Everything he's done has been gold. He doesn't make a mistake. And I still think that whoever the director is, I looked it up.
Yeah,
The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep. And then Birdman did pretty good.
Birdman, I saw Birdman. I didn't see.
I know the Revenant did so good.
I didn't see the Revenant, but I saw Birdman. Yep. Birdman was fun. And I think Tom Cruise just wants something different. Wants to be pushed a little bit. But I honestly think that also. I think
he wants to get out of the action.
Yeah, he's been
not get in, but he's been stuck in there.
That's what I read. They said
that
he's getting older now, and he knows that he can't keep up like that.
Yeah.
And he's trying to enter like the next phase of his films, which is great. I think it's going to be fun to watch Tom Cruise
more
grow.
story-driven films.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, up next we've got the budget for Gladiator 2.
Too huge. Was it
310 million, but it was originally set to 165.
Yeah.
So Ridley Scott blew it out of the water. They better hope it does good.
His last movie did not do well either.
No.
Napoleon
did not do well
too good. Well, then again, I don't know if this one is Apple as well. Napoleon was an Apple Films,
and Gladiator is not. No, it's not. Yeah.
Apple Films is like I think they're trying to build their library, from what I've heard. So you had the other big one was the recent Martin Scorsese one.
Yep.
Kills of the Flower Moon was an Apple film. And the budgets are crazy on them.
But
I think they know that they're going to have it on their
forever.
Forever, maybe?
Forever. It's always going to bring in.
So they can also distribute the rights. Because I can't wait to I'm never going to go on Apple TV and rent it. But eventually it'll go on one of the streaming platforms I do watch, and I'll catch it there for sure. And they'll get the money from that.
Yeah.
But the budget is crazy. But somebody said that they were. I saw an interview I don't know if it was Russell Crowe or not. I saw him complaining about it because people kept on asking about it. He's like, I'm not involved in the project at all. I think he's not involved at all. Completely different story from what I remember. But then somebody else said that they're rebuilding the Colosseum.
Okay.
So it was built in, was it Italy or? I think it was either Europe or it was in North Africa. They're rebuilding the Colosseum, and somebody was by it, and they felt they're like, oh, it's real. They're doing it, So it's pretty cool, because I think they rebuilt it. Yeah. So I think that was pretty cool. Or they said they saw it on the map somewhere. So
okay.
But I mean, the first one was. Have you seen Gladiator? Gladiator was big deal at the time. Great movie. Russell Crowe is underrated. I feel. I love just about everything he does.
Other than the most recent Thor movie.
Was he in Thor?
Yeah.
He was Zeus.
I
liked Zeus.
I didn't mind. He made a mockery of Zeus. Zeus is cool. This Zeus has a skirt and dances around like a little girl.
Well, you don't know your Greek mythology.
No, okay.
Have you seen Greek dancing? Like traditional Greek dancing? They all wear skirts.
Okay.
I'll show you a video. Yeah.
Yeah. Of you?
No. I think my cousin actually did some Greek dance. I think I have a video of him back in Greece. I'm half Greek if people didn't know that.
Yeah.
So,
next bit of news, a Cola Wars movie is in the works.
I saw this.
A film that follows Pepsi's attempt to challenge Coca-Cola's century-long reign as the world's top cola.
It'll be great. You know what?
You think so? I think it's going to have the same effect as Tetris.
The Tetris movie?
The Air
Nike movie? We had the one that just came out with BlackBerry. I think it's been winning awards. These they're these interesting... I don't want to call them biopics, but they're
a niche.
They're product picks. Yeah, they're very niche topics, and they do a really good job diving into what happened. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I loved Air. Did you watch Air?
I did not. I really watched.
Did you watch any of the others? Did you watch Tetris at all or no?
I did not. No.
So I mean, all those movies did very well, and they're telling a story. I can almost compare them to. Have you seen The Founder with Ray Kroc?
I have not. No.
The Founder was based on the story of Ray Kroc and the development of McDonald's and how he purchased it and franchised with him and all that. And it's just telling a story. Or another one would be the big one, not Wolf of Wall Street, but it was not Wolf of Wall Street, not Margin Call. It was another one called The Big Short.
Yeah, I just watched that.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it about a month ago.
With Steve Carell?
Steve Carell? No.
Yeah.
Is it that The Big Short? No. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Steve Carell, and then, what's his face? Ryan Gosling. Mm-hmm. Is it Ryan Gosling?
Christian Bale, Ryan Gosling, yes.
Brad Pitt. Yeah. Did you watch it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's got that type of feel, where they're like, hey, this is like the story of what happened in 2008 crash. And I think it'll do well. I know it sounds silly to have the Pepsi Cola Wars, and it sounds dumb on paper, but if they tell the stories like they've been telling these pictures of these products, it'll do well.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting to know. I mean, especially for me, like I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years now, roughly, and starting with my dad has owned, this is his 11th restaurant next door, so it's always like the behind the scenes has always been a big interest to me, and I know it's for other people as well too, so it'll do well.
Up next, a live-action Naruto movie is officially in the works. Destin Danielle Cretton is set to direct.
Hugely popular anime.
Huge. I've never watched it. I've never watched an anime before.
And that's how you know it's big, because we haven't watched it, but we know that it's top notch. It was one of the best ones out there.
Yeah, he did Shang-Chi, and he's doing Avengers Kang Dynasty.
Okay.
He did Just Mercy,
Okay.
The Shack, Short Term 12.
So that'd do well. And we also had one that came out. We had one that came out 2 weeks ago, Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
That I think won the weekend.
One of my buddies is a big Demon Slayer fan.
Yeah.
He would not stop talking about it for like a week.
Yeah, I've heard there's a huge fan base for that type of stuff. And looking back to my high school days, we probably would have went and seen that, because I would have had a friend who said, "Hey, we're gonna go see this. I know you don't watch it, but we're gonna go see it. It's gonna be great." I don't think we got a lot of that back in the day. I mean, I had a couple friends. We watched some Dragon Ball Z occasionally, some other random anime movies. But if that was in theaters, I would have gone and seen it, just because. Anime is huge. Anime has their seasons are 15, 20 seasons, 40 episodes, and it's where do you start?
I think One Piece is over 1,000 episodes.
I mean, it's huge, and it's when you're old, that's intimidating. I don't have time for that, you know. But I mean, a movie is different. So,
Avatar: The Last Airbender will continue as an animated film, releasing in October 25.
Now it's not. I thought the series was on.
The series is on. So it started out. Back when I was a kid. God, I feel so old saying that. But,
You feel old.
I feel old, yes. That started way back when in 05.
What year were you born?
03.
03. Okay.
Yeah.
I was a sophomore. So.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. It's my nephew next door. I was typing in his information for work, and his birthday was 2005. I was like, I graduated in 2005. Yeah. Yeah. It's there.
Yeah.
It's there. We're hitting it. I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm old.
You've been old.
Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
But yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender show came out in 05,
Okay.
and I've watched this entire thing 3 times.
They-
It's the animated one. It's
But
cartoon.
they have a new one on Netflix.
They have a new one on
I
Netflix.
thought
It's not as good as the original, but it's fantastic.
Okay, so this is this the movie?
This is the cast of the original one. So
This is the TV series.
This is the TV series.
And this is one of the last hand-drawn ones.
This is one of the last.
I started
hand-drawn
this at
ones.
one point.
Yeah. So it was.
Is it the whole show? Did they finish it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They finished it, but they did books and comics afterwards following the story.
Okay.
And now they're doing an animated movie
Based off of
following those.
Next year?
Next October. Yeah, next October.
That'll do well too.
I'm super excited about
Yeah.
that. I absolutely love
That's
it.
a huge crowd,
and
huge following for that.
It's been amazing, because I think it was either, gosh, the people that are working on, I think it was Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau worked on it.
Oh, did he? Okay,
Yeah,
I
or
love
Dave
Jon Favreau.
Filoni. One of those two,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, worked on it.
That makes sense. Oh, the previous one. It
Yeah,
was Jon
the first-
Favreau, I think. Yeah,
the
it was,
first one.
I think it was Jon Favreau. I was surprised by seeing it. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. So that's huge. I'm
He
super
usually
excited
has
about
his
that.
stuff together and knows what he's doing and has a good idea for vision, I guess you could say.
Yep. A DC animated film based on the Jurassic League is in the works. James Gunn will produce it with the person that wrote the Minions, Brian Lynch.
Oh, really?
He's doing the script. So
Interesting.
I think it's going to be a kid-based movie.
Okay.
I think it's going to be PG, at most PG-13.
Why not? Yeah. I mean,
Just directed towards kids. I think.
Are there any DC animated films that are PG? Do they do any PG stuff?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a Lego DC movie.
Yeah, I think. Okay, yeah, and those
Yeah.
are really well too. So I think they need to go back into that route too and bring in these kids movies, the DC kids, Jurassic League.
Yeah, the
Interesting.
Jurassic League, where Batman's. Everyone's a different kind of dinosaur.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, everyone's like a kind of different dinosaur, and they live in a society of
So
dinosaurs.
kind of like Lego Batman, but dinosaur Batman.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll be pretty good.
Great idea. Yeah.
So up next, Lionsgate is looking to do a modern remake on American Psycho.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I saw American Psycho a long time ago.
I watched it last summer for my first time. I thought it was okay. I watched it at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, that's a remake of the original Psycho too.
Yes.
From, I think Hitchcock. So I mean, it's once again, it's that following of repeating history, But I don't think that's, like I said before, I don't think that's a problem. I think that exposing different generations to different types of movies, connecting them in certain ways, is good, and I always compare everything's Shakespeare to me. You know, Shakespeare's been done how many times for how many hundreds of years, and so many different ways, and and I think that's what media has become in my eyes, at least. Is like, oh, how did look at like you got Godzilla or you got Frankenstein. You know, like how many different versions of Frankenstein. Where's he gonna go next? I know
Everyone But You was a Shakespeare play at one point. This is a modern. Yeah. What
Oh yeah, you're right. Anyone But You is probably based. I don't think it's Romeo and Juliet, but maybe it's.
It was based off of a Shakespeare. Yeah. It's the highest-grossing Shakespeare story of all time.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. No, so I'm not surprised.
Venom 3 has finished filming.
Is that this year, right?
Yeah,
should be.
No, Kraven the Hunter is this year. Next
Venom's
year.
Not this year?
I don't believe so, because I think they still need to do all the CGI and stuff for it too.
Oh, and I'm gonna go back. I don't think I've talked to you since I've read this. I am gonna Kraven the Hunter is gonna do well.
You think so?
There's a movie called Margin Call.
Okay, yeah.
I don't say low budget, but they had Demi Moore. Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
And another big time actor. But basically, it all takes place in like a boardroom almost. Very what's his name?
Kevin Spacey,
Jeremy Irons,
Paul
Stanley
Bettany,
Tucci. Yep. Stanley Tucci's in there too, yeah.
Simon Baker, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's director. I think it's
J.C. Chandor.
He's directing Kraven.
Okay.
As well. And Margin Call was huge at building suspense, huge at building tension, and had an overall feeling to it that I really enjoyed. And I think in this one, if he does what he did, I mean, I really love Margin Call, attachment to it. If he does that with this movie, it could do well, I think. So I hope it does better than people are saying it's going to do.
Okay.
That's what I hope.
Denis Villeneuve, I don't know. He's French. I don't know. Says he refuses to rush making Dune 3. He started the script. He hasn't started really anything else on it.
Good.
The danger in Hollywood is that people get excited and can only think about release dates, not quality.
That's
what he said.
And this is 100% correct. I think he is. I haven't watched Dune 2, but from and it's funny because our theater, a lot of people aren't liking it as much, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of they don't know
the story.
I don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot wait to see it.
The biggest thing that I've heard is that it feels like a white messiah story where there's like a white savior. Sorry,
okay.
Like a white savior.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's what it is.
Up until this point, but following out the next couple movies, I don't know if you know the story of Dune, like the full story.
No.
But we'll see. I won't spoil anything here because it's major spoilers that will.
Yeah, I know there's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it,
and somebody said there could be another 3 or 4 movies possibly.
Easily.
They said. And I think I read something about how the early one back. I have some of the conflicts of the original one that they shot too.
They tried to push Dune 1 and Dune 2, and these first 2 movies into a shorter
one movie. Yeah. And then there was also some director disputes, and there was also, I think one of the directors got canned in the middle of it, or part of it, and he flat out said, like, I don't want my name on that. So I have to double check it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, from the response that people have gotten for this one, and what they're saying online and the ratings, I mean, it's the highest rated movie of the year so far, highest selling, highest rated, and I'm so excited to see it. I gotta block out some time, and yeah, so of course, take your time. This is what I say with the other one, the Game of Thrones. Have you seen Game of Thrones?
I've seen bits and pieces.
Have you read the books at all?
No.
So George R. Martin, like, that's his art. Give him whatever time he needs, because whatever time he took to finish those, he might never finish, and that's okay. It's his art. The reason it's so good is because he did it his way, and that's what Dennis is saying is like, I don't care about release time. I don't care about, budget's important, obviously, but I don't care about stars. It's like, it's got to be created the way I envision it, and that's what makes it successful.
Up next, Dave Bautista wants to play a different role in the MCU. All right, in this quote, he said, "I just want the opportunity to do a bigger role, a different role, maybe a deeper role, like an ominous villain."
He'd be great.
I think seeing him as like a big villain would be awesome.
Who could he be? Couldn't it be Doom?
He couldn't be Doom. I could definitely see him. I don't know, possibly doing Galactus.
I was thinking too. Galactus, I thought he was very stoic though.
Galactus. He is.
Yeah.
He is. But yeah. I could see Bautista being stoic. He doesn't have to.
I think he'd have to get really far away from the other stuff going on, just to make sure that there's some separation there from his character as Drax.
Yeah.
Drax, right? Yeah.
Warner Bros. Is no longer pursuing a merger with Paramount.
Yeah, because they have no money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna. I mean, we still don't know where everything's gonna fall this year. You know, so I mean, it's still there's a lot of up in the air, and some streaming results came out, and I don't think it was good for some. I think it was great for some others. You know, random news: Netflix is premiering a boxing match between Jake Paul
and Mike Tyson, right?
Mike Tyson,
yes.
Which is.
I'm super excited to see Jake Paul get his ass kicked.
I hope so. I hope Mike Tyson. I mean, but it's
all scripted.
Regardless,
these fights are all scripted. That's what I think. I think they're all scripted at this point with these big YouTubers. I
don't think they're fully scripted. I've seen enough boxing to know if there's that many throws. Either way, though, I'm just excited because anytime Mike Tyson's in the ring, I want to watch. He was my dad's favorite fighter. He's one of my favorite fighters. I mean, just. His story has been incredible throughout time, and his recovery from the loss of his daughter and all his problems, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because there's boxing on Netflix. Like, where's this going to lead to, you know? So I mean,
we also have Roadhouse with McGregor and
that's an actual movie.
Gyllenhaal.
And have you heard about the rumor about that? We got a lot of news, guys. This is great. I mean, that whole thing. Their deal was you could either have $60 million and we put it in theaters. Or you can have $80 million and it stays on streaming. And the director is like, we'll take the $80 million. And then he came out like, oh, we need it in theaters. And they're like, well, wait a minute. You said one or the other. I'm kind of disappointed we're not getting that.
I am too.
I'm guessing you haven't seen the original?
I have not. I have not. But
it's Patrick Swayze. Something about Patrick Swayze.
Pat Swayze, yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. And this one, I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I think it's the perfect role for Conor McGregor, too, because he can just be himself.
Yeah.
Which he's very good at being himself. I think he'll do well, you know. I don't know if it would have done better in theaters, you know. I think it's coming out of time. I mean, we're in the summertime now, so we're going to be packed with movies anyways for the most part.
Everything's going to be coming out.
I only have 3 screens. I don't have 10 screens. If I had 10 screens, I'd love to have it in theaters, but, you know, so.
Dwayne Johnson and Aluli, I don't know how to say her name, but... The main 2 stars for the first Moana movie are coming back to voice cast the second one.
I'm so excited. This was my movie.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Some bad news I've heard about it, though, is that it has a lower budget than the first one. It has a lower budget because it was originally supposed to be a TV series, and halfway through the production of it, they moved it to a movie.
Well, I also heard that it was supposed to be live action. As well,
they are doing a live action one. Yeah, they are doing a live action. They're doing this.
I don't think the story's finished with it necessarily. I think
it's
more
all over the place. It is all over the place. Like,
but they are saying Moana 2 this year.
Yeah, the Disney animators for this, they don't have it here. The original animation studio that made it so good isn't doing it.
Really?
They're doing it with a different animation studio because it was supposed to be a TV show, and they wanted. With the lower budget.
So, yeah, we'll have to see the first trailer.
The water won't have the same kind of physics and it won't have the same feel.
Well, we don't know. They can maybe match it up close. Well,
they can match it close.
It could also be a different. It could also be a different story.
That is true.
So it may not need the water. You know, I don't know. Moana, I loved it. I loved it a ton. I watched it probably 4 or 5 times when Taki was younger. When I saw this news, number one, I was super excited because I love Moana. Number 2, I thought, you know what? Why not Disney? I think Disney was. I was like, you know what? You are not doing well right now, and you're struggling, and you know Moana 2 is going to put butts in seats, no matter what. I mean, Moana 2 will probably be, if it comes out this year, it'll be top 10 movie for us by far. You know, and and if the music is good, that's the big thing. If the music is good,
it will be. It'll
do better. Yeah. Music means a lot. That's why they were saying another one, Trolls, did better than what was it? Wish.
Yes.
Because the music wasn't as strong. But Trolls had a lot of music, a lot of
pop
stars.
Good music.
Good music, too. Yeah. So, I mean, that's big. For kids' movies, that's big. If you can get a kid to sing a song over and over and over again, that's good news.
Yeah.
Like Peaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Naked Gun reboot is coming, starring Liam Neeson next July.
Yeah, this is weird because the original actor's name was Leslie Nielsen.
Yes.
So Liam Neeson, it's very similar play on words there. And it's coming out next July?
Yeah, July 15th.
That'll be interesting.
It's being produced by Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, Family Guy.
Family Guy,
Wonderful.
Ted.
Oh, good
Yes.
for
So
him.
it's gonna be funny.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun watch, and it'll be great for the older crowd too, who grew up with that. Because
Yeah.
Naked Gun was in a different. It's like Airplane almost.
Yeah.
You know, very different style of. Very different style than people this day and age are used to, but the older crowd is gonna eat it
The
up.
comedy, yes.
Yeah.
And Seth MacFarlane is not afraid to go with that kind of comedy.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to do really good.
Yeah,
I think it's going to piss off a lot of people and make a lot of people mad with the jokes, but I think it's going to be it will.
Because Family Guy was all over the place as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm one of my favorite episodes of Family Guy. You know, they're having the story go on sort of. Then all of a sudden, Peter fights with a chicken for like 5 minutes. And you're like, what is going on? You know, but that reminds me of Naked Gun. You know, it's all over the place, you know. And the zingers, so that's fun. And Leslie Nielsen, I think, he'll do well.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about this. This is going to be good, too.
A sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, is set to release October 9th, 26.
Yeah, that's a while. That's a long time.
It's 2.5 years, which isn't that long in movies.
I think they're Paramount, right?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I believe they're Paramount. I think, because they do Paw Patrol. Paramount's animated division does Paw Patrol, and I think,
Paramount, yes, it is.
So they have Paw Patrol, and they have Teenage Mutant Turtles. Those are their two main, like...
animated
and
stuff.
I believe so, you know. So I'm wondering, are we going to Paw Patrol this year again? I don't know.
I have no idea. No idea.
So
I don't know anything.
They got to probably something for next year. But, I mean, I don't know. I think I would do... I mean, it's Ninja Turtles. The last one I enjoyed. Did you watch it?
No.
I enjoyed it.
I'm not...
It was made for a certain age. I thought it was a little too mature for, like, 9 and under. Taki didn't get some of it, you know? It'd be... if I was, like, 10 and up, it'd be perfect, I feel like the stuff that came in, the jokes, and just the... I really enjoyed it because watching it, I actually felt like they were the 10 to... They were the young... They were 13, 14, 15 teenagers. They weren't 18, 19, you know, which is like... Notoriously, Ninja Turtles are like, wait, these are adults in costumes originally, you know? These were like, hey, these are the younger, you know, which was fun.
James Gunn's Superman Legacy has been renamed to just Superman.
Yeah, I saw that. It's Superman. I'm excited. You know, I love. I think it'll do well. I think it'll do well.
The numbers domestically opening weekend for Dune 2 were set at 82.5 million.
Yeah.
And it had the exact same debut as Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, they were very similar, so people are hoping that it will continue on an upward trend, just how Oppenheimer did.
Yeah, I wonder.
Just by word of mouth.
I wonder how it'll do.
Because I've heard from a lot of people that have come in saying that they just watched the first one for the first time.
100%. I think that's you're correct about that. I think a lot of people are like, Dune 2's out. Oh, I haven't seen it. Let me watch it at first. Because I also a guy who works for me next door. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched it first. I'm gonna watch it first, and then I'll come over and watch it." And I think you're right about that. So that might carry on a bit too. And also, you're gonna see it. I mean, what's it on right now? On Netflix or?
It's on Netflix and Max, I believe.
Okay, so is it on Netflix though?
It might not be anymore. Last time I was on Netflix, I saw that it was leaving soon, which was before the month switch. So it might have left Netflix.
It might have left there, but I mean, it was on there. Yeah. So I mean, when people are scrolling through, they're seeing it. Dune. Oh yeah, Dune 2's coming out soon too. So yeah. I don't think it'll touch Oppenheimer. I think Oppenheimer has a lot of steam.
It won't touch Oppenheimer. I think
it might do better internationally though. I don't know.
I think we're going to look at about 580 million.
Five somewhere. I think you're close there. Cap. What did the first one do? Do you know?
Let's see. Dune.
Well, the first one also came in day and date as well. It did not do well for Arthur. Yeah, so 438.
430. Roughly 435.
435 million. Yeah.
Yeah, in 21, and that came out. Did that come out same day streaming or no?
Yeah, that came out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it came out. Yeah. It might have been PVOD. What's it called? It might have been where they had to pay for it.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Up next, Rebecca Ferguson has been cast alongside Chris Pratt in a new sci-fi thriller, Mercy. The film follows a detective accused of a violent crime and forced to prove his innocence in a future where capital crime has increased.
Okay.
So...
looks different. It's original.
It's original.
Chris Pratt
and Rebecca Ferguson, which plays Timothy Chalamet's character, Mom. And
that's what I thought. Okay, nice. Okay, so she's got some heat behind her.
Yep.
Good. It's an original movie. Let's see it.
Yes. The Community movie will begin filming this year.
Oh man.
All right. I watched the first season of Community.
I've seen a little bit of
I
it.
loved it. I have a bunch of friends that absolutely love it. So the studio is working around Donald Glover's schedule to ensure he's able to start.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I that's not one of the sitcoms that I've watched before. I've watched a few episodes. I never got all the way into it, but I would love to see a resurgence of like old school
sitcoms
and bringing a movie back.
Yeah.
You know, they've done it. Entourage had a movie.
Yep.
I don't think it did well, but it's a good I think it'll do well. There's enough fan base there for the Community.
Up next, Jack Black reveals he will also be singing in the live-action Minecraft
Of course he
movie.
will. Why not? He's Jack Black. Let him
sung
sing.
in Peaches. We just heard him sing in Kung Fu Panda.
Let him sing, man.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
He's got the voice of an angel.
yeah. And that one's gonna be. When is that coming out? Do we know yet? Still?
We do not know.
I think it's huge. I think it's gonna be.
I think 26, early 26, late 25.
Yeah, that's gonna be Mario numbers. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan confirms Freaky Friday 2 is happening.
Good for her, man. Lindsay Lohan was the hottest star back during my heyday. She was the starlet of everybody's. She's number one.
Yeah.
And then she had a hard downfall.
Yeah.
You know. And
I definitely think she'll be playing the mother.
Oh, really?
Her. I think she'll be playing the mother, and then her daughter, and then them switching.
I saw it a long time ago. Yeah. But here's the other thing, though. I mean, obviously she was gorgeous, but she was great. Like, in her performances, like when she was at her best, she was wonderful. You know, I would have loved to seen her career go to different direction. You know. But I mean, so if she can kind of have a resurgence and go back to what she did best, that'd be huge.
Yeah,
that'd be huge.
Bad Boys 4 has
officially wrapped, yeah.
Yes, and that will be in theaters this June.
That's crazy. The editing is going to be quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Well, this could also be like reshoots. That could also be like counting reshoots and all that.
That could be that too. You know.
Yeah, so they're all done.
We'll see what Will Smith has. This is Will Smith's next movie. You know. Mm-hmm. This is his next.
This is next. Yeah.
Movie. What's his last?
I think King Richard. Maybe?
Yeah, King Richard. Yeah.
King Richard,
so this is his first movie after The Slap. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, this doesn't really count because it's a sequel, Bad Boys 4. You know, but we'll see how it goes.
Filming has begun for Final Destination 6.
It's the last one, right? Supposedly.
It's supposedly the last one, but the film will release in 25. With an IMAX theatrical release to celebrate the franchise's 25th anniversary.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So, sadly, IMAX, not good for us, but hey, good for the franchise. All right, they're on 6 movies.
Yeah, and and honestly, I read about this. This is one of the few horror franchises that they've all been highly rated. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe not highly rated, but they've all been consistently done well in the ratings, and I think box office as well, too. Usually, when you get to Saw 12, there's a big drop-off from the first couple. Mm-hmm. But this is a series that has done well throughout the whole thing, so good for them.
And I think, that does it.
That's it?
That does it for our news. That's pretty much it. Yeah. You have anything else?
No, I was just thinking, I think we should end this. Give me your best rom-com, your favorite rom-com.
Favorite rom-com?
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
I got mine already, so...
I haven't watched many rom-coms.
Okay. Which ones have you watched?
The only one that's coming to my mind is that I've seen most recently has been Wedding Crashers.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess you consider it rom-com.
That is a rom-com. That is.
Okay.
That's a rom-com.
A rom-com. Okay. Wedding Crashers.
What do you think? Let me keep on thinking. What's your favorite?
Well, I have a few, but I think the one that I've always been connected with forever is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Haven't seen it.
That you have to see it. It's probably one of my favorite rom-coms. But I also love all of the John Hughes rom-coms from back in the day.
Okay.
Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles. But 10 Things I Hate About You was like the closest I felt to like what my high school was-ish.
Okay.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite rom-com. And I do want to see Anyone But You because it's done so well.
Yeah.
I'm
looking at this. Okay, 2 favorite rom-coms. The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay. That doesn't count.
Or The Princess Bride. Hey.
Those don't count.
Google's saying it.
No, I don't care about Google.
Google's saying that.
40-Year-Old Virgin is a comedy.
Is it?
Judd Apatow. Yes.
Is it? It says comedy romance.
Nah, it doesn't count.
It's
no. It's a comedy, Steve Carell comedy, and Princess Bride is its own genre.
It's a comedy. It's comedy adventure, but it still has some romance in it. But
Of course.
So yeah, favorite rom-com, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Doesn't count.
Up next,
don't count. You have to do better than that. We'll have to experience.
No, it's good.
Okay. Yeah.
I think
lots of news.
Lots of news.
Glad to be back.
Glad to be back. A little bit of a longer episode. We're at about an hour 15-ish of recording now. So
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please subscribe, like, comment, all that.
All above.
We'll be back. Hopefully on a weekly schedule. We'll try our best. I'm going to try to get this out there as soon as I can. So.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya. Thank you.